Daniel Reed, a deployed Army sergeant, returned to find his home stolen, auctioned off by a corrupt HOA while he served overseas. At the heart of the scandal was Karen Blake, a ruthless HOA president who wielded fake fines and shady deals to seize properties. But she didn't count on Daniel's brother, Michael Reed, unleashing a relentless fight with military advocates, national media, and the law. The courtroom battle that followed exposed Karen's empire of fraud and changed the rules forever. Michael was wiping grease from his hands at his auto shop when his phone buzzed. It was his mother, her voice trembling. "They sold Daniel's house?" she choked out. Michael froze. "Who?" he demanded. "The HOA," she whispered. "They auctioned it." The words hit like a punch. Daniel, his older brother and hero, had left everything in order before deployment. Mortgage on autopay, bills covered, Michael holding power of attorney. Foreclosure was impossible. Without another word, Michael grabbed his keys and sped off. At Daniel's house, a moving truck loomed in the driveway. Workers tossed Daniel's belongings, his couch, his TV, his Bronze Star plaque, like garbage. On the porch stood Karen Blake, clipboard in hand, commanding the chaos like a dictator. Michael had clashed with her once before, over a non-compliant mailbox color. But this was theft. He slammed his truck door, storming toward her. "What gives you the right?" he roared. Karen turned, her smile cold and mocking. "Mr. Reed, I wondered when you'd show up." She claimed the house was auctioned for unpaid HOA fees, citing Daniel's abandonment for being deployed over 6 months without filing obscure paperwork. Michael's vision blurred with rage. "He's fighting for this country, and you call that abandonment?" Karen's smirk didn't waver. "The law's the law. Take it to court if you want, but the sale's final." A nearby cop, arms crossed, shrugged it off as a civil matter. Michael's fists clenched. This wasn't a mistake, it was a scam. Karen was a predator, and he'd make her pay. That night, Michael's kitchen became a war room. Laptop open, papers strewn, he dug into the HOA's records. The truth was uglier than he imagined. The fines were fake. Daniel's lawn, maintained biweekly, was deemed neglected. His military-grade security system was labeled unauthorized, though neighbors used identical setups. The HOA never notified Daniel or his lender, violating foreclosure laws. Worst of all, the buyer? Karen's cousin. It was a rigged deal, and Karen's smug. "We've done this before," echoed in Michael's mind. How many others had she robbed? Time was ticking. The sale would finalize in days. Michael called lawyers, most dismissing the case as hopeless or demanding huge fees. Then he found Stephen Holt, a real estate attorney known for crushing corrupt HOAs. In Holt's cluttered office, Michael laid out the evidence. Holt whistled. "This is fraud, plain and simple. It's illegal as hell." They filed an emergency injunction to freeze the sale, but Holt warned. "If the judge denies it, the house is gone." Michael's jaw tightened. He wouldn't let that happen. He confronted Karen at the HOA office, a sterile space with fake community pride posters. Slamming the injunction papers on her desk, he growled, "This ends now." Karen's smirk flickered, but she recovered. "You think you can win? By the time you're in court, the deed's done. We've beaten people like you before." Her arrogance fueled Michael's resolve. She thought she was untouchable. She was wrong. Michael went nuclear. Daniel wasn't just any soldier. He was a decorated sergeant with a loyal network. Michael rallied military advocacy groups, veterans organizations, and legal defense funds. He pitched the story to national news outlets hungry for corruption scandals. Within 48 hours, headlines blazed. "Deployed soldiers' home stolen by HOA scam. Veteran family betrayed while serving." Social media erupted, veterans demanded action, and a state senator tweeted for an investigation. The pressure was crushing Karen's empire. The courtroom was electric. Veterans, reporters, and state officials packed the benches, their glares fixed on Karen. She strutted in, confident, but her face paled at the crowd. Holt stood, voice steady. Your Honor, the HOA, led by Karen Blake, illegally foreclosed on a deployed soldier's home, violating the Service Members Civil Relief Act. Karen's lawyer, a slick-suited attorney, argued the auction followed state law. The judge, a no-nonsense veteran, cut him off. The SCRA trumps state law for active duty personnel. This foreclosure is void. Michael's heart pounded as the judge turned to Karen. Given evidence of fraud, I'm ordering a federal investigation into this HOA's practices. Karen shot up, voice cracking. The auction was legal. The judge's gavel slammed. You preyed on a military family, Ms. Blake. This court won't tolerate it. Her cousin, the buyer, sank into his seat. Michael exhaled. They'd won. The fallout was swift. Investigations uncovered Karen's scheme: fake fines, rigged auctions, targeting vulnerable homeowners. She'd stolen from dozens, funneling profits to allies. Forced to resign, Karen faced fraud charges, her assets frozen, her own home ironically auctioned. The HOA board collapsed, their luxury perks exposed, funded by stolen homeowner fees. A massive settlement compensated Daniel, and lawsuits buried the old regime. When Daniel landed, he braced for a fight. Instead, he found a hero's welcome. Neighbors, veterans, and families lined his driveway. Welcome home, Sergeant Reed, banner overhead. Daniel dropped his duffel, throat tight, as Michael grinned. You did this? Daniel asked. Michael shrugged. Told you I had your back. Daniel chuckled, promising. Next beer's on me. For the first time in months, he felt at home. The HOA was rebuilt under a retired Marine, who banned foreclosures on service members. Karen's greed had backfired, rewriting the rules in Daniel's favor. Justice wasn't just served, it was a reckoning. What do you think? Was Michael's fight a triumph of justice, or did he go too far? Should HOAs have this much power? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's debate. Your take could spark the next big discussion.